In today's brief video, I want to share with you guys a simple shift in mindset to help you get through those first 90 days when it comes to quitting smoking weed, quitting vaping, quitting drinking alcohol, really overcoming any addiction. And that new mentality to adopt is the mindset of it is what it is. You may have heard that saying before, but it can certainly apply to overcoming substance use in that first 90-day period. Now, if you wind up enjoying the content in today's video, be sure to check out the pinned comment or the video description and the link contained there to learn more about our paid and free addiction recovery coaching program resources. The mentality of it is what it is probably one of the most beneficial mentalities you can adopt in the first 90 days of quitting smoking weed or quitting any substance, because that first 90 days tends to be a bit of a roller coaster ride. And I'll tell you what often happened to myself when I was coming off of substances and what I see with a lot of people that we've done coaching with over the years. So someone quits smoking weed, and maybe in the first few days they feel pretty crappy. So like they're going through withdrawal symptoms, they have cravings, they have irritability, and they feel lousy, but they really use willpower, they use grit, and they push through those first few days. And then there's this period of time where things start to feel better. So the person starts to get more energy, their sleep starts to improve, life starts to look on the up and up. But then they hit maybe the 2-week mark, maybe the month mark, and suddenly they kind of feel crappy again. The cravings come back, the irritability comes back. They get what we refer to as post-acute withdrawal symptoms. And that stage of feeling good in alcohol recovery, they refer to it as the pink cloud, that point of feeling good drops off for a little bit. Or maybe a challenging situation arises in your personal life, and that feeling of good, I'm doing well, drops off, and the person feels crappy. And then they're like, oh my God, I feel terrible. I can't believe I sunk so low again. Why am I getting post-acute withdrawal symptoms? Why is this happening? And then they wind up relapsing, and they go back to smoking weed, vaping nicotine, drinking alcohol, whatever the addiction may be. And if you can adopt the mentality of it is what it is for the first 90 days, and by the way, it takes about 90 days to solidify new habits, new behaviors, things like that. If you're quitting nicotine, it's about 90 days for the nicotine receptors in your brain to return to normal levels. If you're quitting cannabis, they say it's somewhere between 2 weeks and 3 months for your body to start making its own cannabinoids again. So 90 days is really a gold standard when it comes to quitting. But if you can just sit down and say, look, it is what it is. Yeah, I feel crappy today, but I'm still going to remain committed to my decision to quit. Yeah, I feel really good today and I want to celebrate with drugs, but I'm still going to remain steadfast in my commitment, my conscious, rational choice to quit. It is what it is. I'm not going to deviate from the plan. I'm not going to deviate from the path that I set forward when it comes to quitting this substance. How I feel today is irrelevant. And I know a lot of people watching my channel do tend to be more business oriented. A lot of people tend to be, and I'm in this space too, in the space of watching videos that are kind of self-help, self-motivation guided videos. And think about how many times you've heard this concept for other things, right? You feel tired, you don't want to wake up and work, but you work anyways because you have to make money, right? You wake up, you feel depressed, but you have a family to take care of, so you wake up and you get through the day anyways, irrelevant of how you feel. You see this a lot when it comes to physical exercise. You don't feel like going to the gym, you don't feel like eating healthy, but irrelevant of how you're feeling, you're going to go to the gym, you're going to eat healthy today. Adopting that same mentality for addiction recovery, assuming we're not talking about life-threatening withdrawal symptoms, can go a super long way. I didn't sleep last night because I have insomnia from weed. It is what it is. I still am going to quit. I'm still going to wake up and perform today. I have really bad cravings and I'm super irritable from quitting nicotine. And I don't want to go to work today because I don't want to be around my coworkers. It is what it is. I'm going to chew some gum. I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to go to work and I'm going to show up. How I feel today is not how I'm going to feel tomorrow. And how I feel tomorrow is not how I'm going to feel next week. And how I feel next week isn't how I'm going to feel next month. And how I feel next month isn't how I'm going to feel next year. How I feel right now, it is what it is. I'm going to remain committed to my decision to quit. I'm going to remain steadfast in that decision, and I'm going to see this through, because how I feel is irrelevant. It is what it is. I have to see this through for the first 90 days. If you can adopt that mentality, I promise you're going to be better off, because a lot of people will quit. They'll get really, really tied up in a certain situation, how they feel, a certain circumstance that comes up, and then they backtrack. They start to renegotiate. They start to say, well, I feel this way, so I'm going to smoke again. I feel this way, so I'm going to drink again. This situation arose, so I'm going to vape again. If you just had the mentality of, this came up, it is what it is, I'm going to deal with it, but I'm not going to deal with it by doing drugs, I promise quitting would become so much easier. It's really hard to quit and then have all these negotiables based upon how you feel physically, psychologically. It makes quitting almost impossible. But if you tell your brain, there is no going back, it is what it is, I'm going to have to find a way to deal with this and get through it, I promise quitting vaping, quitting smoking weed, quitting drinking alcohol, any of it becomes significantly easier. If you need help with the mindset, if you need help to figure out why you're quitting, to remain quit, check out our single one-on-one coaching session. It's one session, it has a money-back guarantee. If you need help getting started, if you got to kickstart it, check out our chewing gum, Kick It Crave Less Chewing Gum. It contains KSM 66 ashwagandha and N-acetylcysteine, natural ingredients to help you quit smoking, quit drinking, quit vaping. It's designed to reduce stress while at the same time curb stomp cravings. It's a gum with a little bit of a kick, okay? So that's Kick It Crave Less Chewing Gum. Or we have a bunch of free PDFs, resources, and handouts that you can find in the links in the video description and the pinned comment. I also have 1,000 other videos that you could follow me right into after watching this one if you don't want any of that other stuff. Until next time, it is what it is.